Okay. I remembered last time... Wait, what the fuck is this? Oh. Yay! Okay, what's in here? This safe is locked. It's one of those dial locks. Doesn't have a key. We just need to get the dials in the right place and it'll open. Did you find anything, Seven? Nope. How about you, Snake? I also found nothing. Leather suitcase. There's nothing inside. I can tell by the weight, and it makes some noise when shaken. It's a leather suitcase. Unfortunately, there's nothing inside. Still, I didn't drain the tub, which is what I was going to do. Okay, let's do it now. Let's plug on the end of this chain. Alright, why don't we just drain this water? Yeah, good plan. Alright, where's that thing? Good tug ought to be enough to get it out. Huh? There we go. Okay. Can I combine these? Oh well. I think 4 should be enough. It's dope music. Music stand. Seems as good a place as any to put this music we found. Just gotta put this ceramic plate on the bottom. Then stack the glass plates on top of it. Right? Good. Sweet. Now I can play the music. Junpei, would you be so kind as to play the piano? I'm unable to, you see. Sure, I needn't tell you, but the keys on this piano are not what you might expect them to be. C won't be C, D won't be D, and so forth. You must listen carefully to determine which keys to strike. Do you understand? Yeah. Alright, let's give this a shot. Oh, what? Poops. Alright, where was this one again? Here? Too low. That's an A. It's another A. Do. Fuck! Alright, I'll see you once I solve this. And done. And we're done. Music is not my forte. Wait, what was that noise? Junpei, we did it. Looks like it worked. I heard something unlock over by the exit. Let's go. Good plan. Stand. Bow. Be seated. I guess he hasn't forgotten that. At least Snake thinks it's funny. Haha. Yes, I suppose that was the classroom bell, wasn't it? I don't imagine that's what Zero was thinking of, however. No. Zero almost certainly meant to suggest Westminster, not middle school. Westminster? The palace in London that plays host these days to the Houses of Parliament. You've heard of Big Ben, the famous clock tower, yes? Big Ben plays that very collection of notes on the hour. London. The capital of England, huh? At any rate, the door is now unlocked. Let's leave this place. Immediately. Well, no arguing with that. Yeah, the sign's green now. I would imagine that means it is now unlocked. What the hell are we sitting around here for? Let's get out of here. Alright, let's go. You found it! The way out I sought. The way out I sought. Yes, that's right. He came out of the door and into a long straight hallway. He paused for a moment and turned around to look behind him. 7 was bent over, apparently doing something to the door. What's he up to? Junpei had spoken more or less to himself, but apparently 7 had heard him anyway. The larger man stood up and turned to Junpei. I was just putting one of those plates in there. It ought to keep the door from locking again. Now we can come back here anytime we want, right? Ah, why would you want to come back here? Snake was a reasonable one. 7 thought about it for a moment before he answered. I might like to play a little piano. Piano? Come on, let's get moving. We aren't out of this yet. Without waiting for an answer, 7 started off down the hallway. Snake shrugged, sighed, and quietly followed 7. That's a lie, Junpei thought to himself. He had difficulty enough believing 7 could play the piano. But even if he could, the piano they just left was largely useless. The keyboard was completely scrambled. If 7 wanted to come back, it was unlikely he intended to do so in order to play the piano. Duh! But if that was the case, why would he want to leave the door unlocked? Junpei frowned, took one last look at the door, and then walked away towards his companions. After some time in the hallway, they emerged into a larger, more open area. A large metal grate, like the door of a jail, divided it in half. They shook it for a while, but as they had expected, it did not move. Behind the grate were 2 elevators. From so far away, however, it was difficult to tell if they were still operating. On the left side of the grate was a door. Unfortunately, however, it was locked and refused to open. Junpei took a moment to examine the left side of the room. Next to the wall was a set of stairs, leading downward. Standing guard at the top of the stair was a large iron gate. Foreboding as it was, the gate seemed to be the sort that could be opened, unlike the metal grate that bisected the room. With luck, Junpei hoped he might be able to get it open. Venus, I believe? The female symbol? He wasn't quite sure what to make of it. Snake, naturally, was somewhat more sure. Ah, the Venus symbol, I imagine. Do you recall the similar symbols near the large central stairway? They reference many of the solar bodies. Sun, Saturn, Earth. So as you can see, that one is likely not the woman symbol, but a Venus symbol. So I assume. Now I'm gonna have to go get that dead dude's watch, aren't I? Because they're, including the sun, there are 9 heavenly bodies, yeah. And, you know, whatever asteroids and dwarf planets like Pluto. Anyway, while they had been discussing the symbols, Junpei now realized 7 had slipped away. His absence now felt. Snake and Junpei turned to look for their missing companion. There. 7 had left and head down the hallway extending to the right of the stairs. Junpei grabbed Snake to lead him in the right direction, and they both headed off after 7. Before long, the 3 of them stood in front of a door. It was a French door. Oui. Junpei tested the door and realized that, unlike so many others that they'd encountered, it was unlocked. Almost as though he was afraid it would suddenly lock itself, Junpei threw the door open. Enough with these animations, man, I get it. He stepped inside. Hey! Another room I'm gonna have to escape from. It took only a moment for Junpei to take in his new surroundings. Is this some kind of casino? Sure looks like one. Fuck! Before Junpei could comment further, a noise from behind him made him turn around. Snake was shaking the door they'd just come through. As 7 and Junpei watched, he threw up his hands in frustration, and then kicked the door for good measure. Oh, it is French. It looked as though they were once again locked in. There was no reason to panic, however. Even if the door had been left open, there was nowhere for them to go back there? Whatever. They would have to find another way out. Alright guys, let's split up and search this room. Come on, no dawdling. Let's go. Quickly now. Spurred to action by 7's words, Junpei and Snake began to examine the room. Ja. Ikuzo. Alright, we're going to start on that tomorrow, so